Good day everyone, I am Rachel Mecada Galvadores and our topic for today is all about Jose Rizal's powerful essay, The Philippines as Century Hence, or in Spanish, Filipinas Dietro de Cien Años. This essay, published in La Solidaridad in 1889, is a crucial piece of Philippine history offering us a window into the struggles of the Filipino people under the Spanish colonization and a vision for the nation's future. So, what was Rizal's main point of this essay and what was he trying to accomplish? So Rizal starts by dissecting the causes of Filipino misery during Spanish rule. He paints a picture of a nation suffering under the weight of oppression, a nation struggling to breathe. He identifies several key factors that contributed to this suffering. So first is that the brutal military policies as one of the main sources of misery. Remember, Spanish colonial rule was often characterized by harshness and brutality, with the military acting as an instrument of control and suppression. Rizal highlights how these policies aimed at silencing any dissent and reinforcing Spanish dominance, creating a climate of fear, inability, suffocating the development of a thriving and free society. Rizal also highlights the destruction and suppression of Filipino indigenous culture as another cause of misery. Spain actively sought to erase Filipino traditions, language, and belief, replacing them with their own Spanish culture and values. This cultural assault was a deliberate attempt to awaken the Filipino identity and make them more receptive to Spanish rule, to break the spirit of a nation. Rizal also talked about the psychological impact of colonialism by pointing to the passivity and submissiveness of the Filipino people as a contributing factor of their misery. He critiques the lack of resilience and the internalized sense of inferiority that many Filipinos had at that time. A direct result of the years of oppression, he argues that this submissiveness, though understandable given the circumstances, was detrimental to Filipino progress, hindering their ability to assert themselves and fight for their rights. Here, Rizal lists those three possible methods: keep the people ignorant, keep them in poverty, and exterminate the Filipino race. These are horrifying choices, but unfortunately, Spain employed some of these methods, highlighting their cruelty and disregard for the lives of the Filipinos. And Rizal argues that Spain's attempt to keep the Filipinos ignorant backfired because it led to a national awakening. This awakening, fueled by a thirst for knowledge and understanding, created a desire for change and the rise of the ilustrado class, or the educated Filipino who sought reforms and progress, a beacon of hope in a dark time. And during this time, Rizal argues that even the strategy of keeping the Filipinos in poverty backfired, as it created a desire for improvement among the people. The Filipinos, in their struggle for survival, recognized the need for change and economic development. This realization, a product of their daily struggles, fueled their desire for a better future. He asserts that exterminating the Filipinos was impossible, as they had endured countless wars and epidemics and were a resilient people. This statement speaks to the strength and determination of the Filipino people in the face of unimaginable adversity. Rizal argues that Spain's actions, no matter how brutal, only strengthened Filipino resolve and contributed to the growth of a national consciousness. This consciousness, he believed, would eventually lead to a demand for greater autonomy and self-determination, a yearning for freedom that could not be suppressed forever. Now, let's shift our focus on Rizal's vision for the future, a vision that offers a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. He offers a bold vision of what the Philippines could become. So here, Rizal questions whether the Philippines will remain a Spanish colony. He is hopeful for a future where Filipinos control their own destiny and shape their own future, a future free from the chains of colonialism. He proposed specific reforms needed for the Philippines to move forward, a blueprint for a better future. He advocates for the things like freedom of press, representation in the Spanish Cortes, Spanish citizenship for Filipinos, and improvements in education, commerce, and agriculture. These reforms, he believed, would pave the way for a more just and equitable society, one where Filipinos could thrive. Here, Rizal expresses his belief that no one can truly dominate another people forever. He suggests that Spanish rule is destined to end as the Philippines eventually gains its independence, a testament to the power of human spirit and inevitability of freedom. He saw the potential for the Philippines to become a strong and independent nation free from Spanish oppression. He believed that progress was possible even while acknowledging the challenges and the obstacles facing the Filipino people. He was a visionary who believed in the power of change. Rizal's call for reform is important, but I wonder if he thought those reforms would actually be possible under Spanish rule. It seems like Spain was very resilient to change, and it would also take a lot of break to that resistance. And we'll talk about deeper as we continue the discussion about Rizal's vision for the future. And we need to understand both the context of the Spanish rule and the depth of Rizal's conviction in the Filipino people's ability to achieve change. And now, as my groupmates move into exploring Rizal's vision for the future of the Philippines in more detail, remember that Rizal was a visionary, and his words continue to resonate with us today. He offers important insights into the struggles of colonized nations, and his call for progress and self-determination remains relevant even today. Thank you.
So, good morning everyone, especially to you, Ma'am Bernada. Good morning. Today, I'll be discussing the challenges that confronts the Filipinos. So, what are the challenges that confronts the Filipinos during the time of the Spaniards? So, first, we have colonial oppression, prior influence, economic hardships, limited education, lack of rights and representation, and corruption. So, the question now lies on whether or not we, Filipinos, are truly independent. Are we really free when there is continuing control of our economy by elect oligarchy, or not to mention the widening gap between the rich and the poor? To quote Rizal in his El Filibusterismo, who said, "Why independence if the slaves today become the tyrants of tomorrow?" Is to have second thoughts about the king of independence that we have at present. In addition, there is failure of family, the educational system, and political leaders in terms of instilling national discipline and love of the country. So, sa Pilipinas yun is failure po ng mga pamilya, ang individuals, instilling the educational system. Of course, number one, the educational system of the Philippines during those times is very poor. And also, the political leaders. That's why they tend or they address that Filipinos cannot lead the country. That's why gisakop ka sa Espanyol. Discipline, national discipline, and love of the country. So, which is, can we say, true? So kung wala malikawat si Rizal, the Filipinos are dili ma-motivate or dili ma-challenge to fight for the Philippines. A number of analysts have pointed out some flaws in our national character that hinder our desired visions as competitiveness. So, nakita nila ato mga flaws or ato mga kamalian, ato negative sides, which is nahimong rason sa ato nga murag nahimong babag sa ato nga ipakita ang ato sa ato kaya mo aton nahimong babag sa ato to compete sa mga dayuhan. So it's because ato mga negative sides and kita po mismo na murag we have lack of motivation, lack of dedication, and lack of love for this country. And also siguro public awareness, that's the reason na kanang murag nahimik na lang po ang mga Filipino during those times. So, this include mindset like lack of appreciation, unimportance of adhering to rule, law, and maintaining high standards of excellence. Prevailing attitudes like pwede na, excellence like what I said, or bahala na, only fosters mediocrity in global setting where attributes of perception and critical thinking are needed. So, most of us Filipinos is not daling attitude like pwede na or bahala na, okay na, sakto na, or kanang dawat na nato kung sa ta. Like for example, okay naman may dani, murag mo na niya mo kinabuhi, kanang ordinaryo lang yung tao. So, it's no na siya na-address sa mga Spaniards during those times, which is, we can say nga na, yung parang pag-handog karon nga, kanang kontento na lang ta, we deleting instead of kanang maningkamot ta, to do more, to para mas mo-grow, mas so is, kung sa ato na andan, kung dilirotin, is ato na lang kung kanang ipadayon, like, okay na ko dani, okay na may dani. So, that's why Spaniards is sila may govern sa ato is because nakita nila na Filipino are weak people. And it's because of that, so Rizal fight for the independence of the Filipino. So as stated by Brave 2017 in the article, the creeping of autocracy and our inability to exercise full control over our national sovereignty require public awareness, courage, and a strong sense of national identity. But being a people divided and fragmented, a great challenge to governance is being able to help citizens connect with their communities. Their challenge to governance being able, there are opportunities lost such as using available communication technologies, internet, and mobile technology to connect groups, to inform and educate, to enable all of us citizens to discover the common ties we share. The delays we have faced in our peace talks are discovered are indicators of our lack of resoluteness. So, the growing social and economic and income gaps are symptoms of our inability to forge a common bond with our brothers and sisters in marginalized communities. How some of us can possibly endure living in most unequal community? Baffleless neighbors who live in more egalitarian societies. We have failed to utilize available communication technologies in creating innovation that would improve dialogue and close gaps between our fellow citizens that put the world outside. Instead, they have been used to create chaos and spread fake news. If this statement appear to be indictments of the status quo, it is because we wish to help establish a fairer, kinder society by reminding fellow citizens that our hopes for survival depend on each of us taking responsibility. What now can you do for a country as a youth? So, during those times is they fail to mato nila part as a Filipino para ma-face ang katulong challenges ng ilang mga nasa lubang during those times, which is also we should dapat that time is bato nila alam sa ilang baton, dapat those times is motivated sila to fight for the rights or kanang i-show ang sa ilang kayang baton to show their desire or their creativity, but nahinder sila, nababagan sila sa kanang because of mga challenges nila na nakita or na yato ba which nga from the tungod sa pananakaw sa mga Spaniards. So by these challenges, Rizal is na siya ginabuhat ng essay to defend these challenges, which is the sobre la indolencia de los Filipinos. So this is one of the related writings of Rizal. So apart from Rizal essays, the Philippines, a century hence, he had also penned several other brilliant writings that helped awaken the sense of patriotism and early Filipinos, which paved the way for Philippine revolution. So, tungod sa mga kanang mga problems, challenges na gatubang sa Pilipinas, nalingkamot si Rizal og suwat para ma-awaken, para mapamata ang mga Pilipino and buhigon ang ilang sense of patriotism and love for the Philippines. So one example is the sobre la indolencia de los Filipinos, which or in English, the indolence of the Philippines. So this essay is talk about the defense ni Rizal sa mga Filipino. It's because Filipino are addressed by the Spaniards na we are lazy and indolent. So takuan daw mga Filipino. So that's why Rizal wrote this essay sobre la indolencia de los Filipinos, or in English, the indolence of the Filipinos. So this said to be the longest essay written by Rizal. So muna siya ang longest essay daw, which was published in 5 installments in the last solidarity from July 15 to September 15, 1890. So pilang months, Republic ni nakuman nga essay. The essay was describe a defense against the Spaniards who charge. So defense against Spaniards who charge the Filipinos are inherently lazy or indolent. So kita ko is kanina na daw sa atong laki inherited na ito ng pagkatakulan. You know ba? So the indolence of the Filipinos is said to be the study of causes why the people did not, as was said, work hard during the Spanish regime. Rizal pointed out that long before the coming of the Spaniards, the Filipinos were industrious and hardworking. So before kung nagabot ang Spaniards, is kita ang mga Pilipino or the Filipinos during those times is industrious and hardworking. And the Spanish when wrote about the decline. So the Spanish when wrote about the decline in economic activities because of the following causes. So pag-abot sa mga Spaniards is kanang nay mga kausaban or mga tubag para sa atong mga economic o sa ilang mga economic activities of the Filipinos during those times. So first reason, according sa essay ni Rizal na sobre la indolencia de los Filipinos, is the establishment of Galilean trade cut off all previous association of the Philippines with other countries in Asia and Middle East. As a result, business was only conducted with Spain through Mexico. Because of this, the small businesses and handicrafts industries that flourished during the Spanish period gradually disappeared. So mo dahil pag-abot sa taning Spaniards, ang Galilean trade nga mo nagkaling shipment from Philippines to other country is na-cut off, na-undang. Instead, lang ang Spain, ang i-conduct lang business through Spain and Mexico. So, which is reason na kung yun, ngalong na nawadagkadasig ang Pilipinas because ang ilang mga business, ang ilang mga equipment o ilang mga padawas mga product isa stop. So ang ilang business mas stop po. So that's why siguro mga Filipino those times is nawadagkadasig, nawadagana kay nagoberniwan sila sa Spaniards. Second, Spain also extinguished the natives' love of work because of the implementation of forced labor, because of the wars between Spain and other countries in Europe, as well as the Muslim Mindanao. So, forced labor. The Filipino were compelled to work in shipyards roads, and other public works, abandoning agriculture industry and commerce. So, other reason is the forced labor. So, during that time, sa aking war sa Spaniards and other country is Filipino is napugos silang trabaho sa mga shipyards, mga barko, roads, and other public works, which is nahimong rason para makilaan ilang mga ilang kung mga tasdas sa mga obligasyon or mga trabaho like agriculture, industry, farming, o kung pa ilang mga negosyo nga pangpanginabuhi is ilang yan just because the forced labor. Ang ipugos sila pagtrabaho sa mga Spaniards due to the reason sa kaning war between Spain and other countries. So, sila is instead nga na sila silang balay nabuhi, mag-farm, or sabi ng mga kamuhaton, is nasa dito natrabaho sa mga Spanyol, sa mga shipyards, roads, and other public works. Third reason is Spain did not protect the people against foreign invaders and pirates. With no arms to defend themselves, the natives were killed, their houses burned, and their lands destroyed. As a result of this, the Filipinos were forced to become nomads, lost interest in cultivating their lands, or building industries that were shut down and simply became submissive to the mercy of God. So, another reason is, ang Spanyol nga mo nag-govern sa Philippines during that time is one na nag-protektahan ng mga Pilipino. One na nag-protektahan ng mga apply mga foreign invaders and pirates, which is ipangpatay sila. And ang Filipinos wala ikasukol. Mga sila mga armas. So, nangamatay sila, ipangkawag, ipangsunod nilang mga balay, ipangkawag ang ilang mga area-area, kung si mga nanila, and then, ang ilang mga yuta po nangawala. Kaya, siyempre, ipangpatay na doon yan. Malaya, sumunod na. Sumunod ilang kaya ng mga yuta. And then, tungkol na ito, murag, siguro, na lumurag ang mga Pilipino, murag silang pag-asa, sa naman ay wala pa na sila mabuhat, o sila kasukol, nabiyan nilang mga balay, ilang mga yuta. Wala sila manang kamot pa nga, mga mga yuta o mga balay. So, nagsalit na lang sila sa tanong sa Ginoo. Nasalit na lang sila sa Ginoo that time nga kanang kung sila kapalaran, kawagunan nila, nga na lang. So maybe one of the reason is nga nung natakulan ng mga Filipino during those times or even karon siguro nagapon. So fourth, there was corrupt system of education. If it was to be considered an education that was being taught in schools were repetitive prayers and other things that could not be used by the students to lead the country to progress. There were no courses in agriculture, industry, etc., which were badly needed by the Philippines during those times. So, nakunay-crack sa system of education. So, ang system of education sa una is kanang something nonsense daw or kanang repetitive, kaning balik-balik na daw mga ibang kudlo or mga prayers, which is kanang siguro sounds boring ba sa mga estudyante, sa mga Filipinos, kay they are kanang namulat sila nga manginabuhi or for example mga farming, so which is wala kung nagitulog sa school during that time, farming, agriculture, or another source of income to provide their panginahalan sa pangandaran lang. So maybe that one of the reason is ang school is something di na siya useful o di na siya gamit para sa mga Filipino, para sa mga panginabuhi or sa farming or sa ilang what do you call that, panginahalan sa pangandaran lang. So one of the reasons siguro is mula siya nagkakaroon ng mga Filipino. So fifth, the Spanish rulers were bad example to despise manual labor. So the officials reported to work at noon and left early, all the while doing nothing in line with their duties. So the women were still constantly followed by the servant who dressed them and found them personal things which they ought to have done for themselves. So one of the reasons is mismo ang mga Spanyol mga bad sila nga role model sa mga co-workers, sa mga Filipinos. So mga officials that time, ang mga taga-sugang ko sa pagtrabaho, muto nga, late na. Muto na sila muto nga, andyan, sa'yo pagit sila mga lakaw. So, ikaw as a kanang workers, muna makita niyo sa imong senior o mas labaw ng granggo. So, nasa isip ko nga, na-play yung ideas mo makabak sa imong utok nga, pwede mo naging gani, siya ganit mismo gani, pabuyag mo gani, dugay mo gani kayo mo abot, at kami lang po. So that's one of the reasons kani from the implementation ko dyan kay role model, bad role model ko ng mga Spaniards yung mga officials during that time. Next, we have gambling. So, sixth reason is gambling was established and widely propagated during those times. Almost every day they were cockfights, and during feast days, the government officials and friars were the first engaged in all sorts of bets and gambles. So, pag-abot din po sa Spaniards, so wala pa dapat ang Spaniards na nang mga gambling sa una, but minimal pa lang. Pero pag-abot sa Spaniards is mas mag-wide pa, mas indako pa, dahil na sila mga parang daw na, nakikinig sabong, and then ilan ipauso nga ka na naipista, na sabong. So ano din, sabong-sabong karoon, Espanyol, kaya nakikinig sa sabong nga, during those days daw, nakikinig sabong sila, magsugal sila, nga sila may nangulo, ang mga friars may nangulo sa mga gambling. So one of the reasons is kanang pagsugal, which is influence from Spain. Next, seventh reason is there was a crop system of religion. So na may crop system sa education, na may crop system sa religion. Said by Rizal, sa iyang kanang sobre la Indonesia de los Filipinos, or the Filipinos. So, na a crop system of religion. The friars taught the Filipinos that it was easier for a poor man to enter heaven, and so they preferred not to work and remain poor so that they could easily enter heaven after they died. Wow. So, tungod ko daw sa kanang tulo sa religion na mas sayon pa sa pobre na makasulod sa gingharian sa Ginoo. So, that kaning phrase or that statement, ilang ipanghawiran nga magpabili na lang ng pobre, di na tao makadato. Kaya kung madato ka, isod na tao maksud sa langit. So, kung pobre ko, mas sayon ko sa pobre kaysa sa dato nga makasulod sa langit. So, that's why Filipino is wala sila maningkamot ba dato. Nagpabili na sila ng pobre kay mas dali pa makasulod sa langit ito, pobre ka. That's kanang reason is that itulog sa Spanish religion. So lastly, the taxes were extremely high. So much so that a huge portion of what they earned went to government or to the friars. When the object of labor was removed and they were exploited, they were reduced to inaction. So one of the reasons is ang taxes nga high taxes nga ginakuha sa gobyerno. So maybe it's happening Japan during this time. So during that time guys, taas na tax sa gobyerno, which is mas dako pa nasa ilaha compare sa katong trabaho, compare sa katong negosyo. So ikaw as a businessman or sa kaning nga na individuals nga dako ka sa paghatag ng tax, so muna magtinapon na lang ka sa pamayakong pagkugihan, sa pamayakong panigamutan na mura magyapon ako ang maling kamot, sila man nakayahay. So siguro kung may naman sa mga Pilipino during those times, muna ngayon ang rason na nagtinapon na sila. Rizal admitted that the Filipino did not work so hard because they were wise enough. So wise enough kung pareho yung mga Pilipino mo kung nang wala na maling kamot kay sumula ito nga sila may yahay, kung maling kamot sila yahay. So wise enough ang Filipino, so wala sila maling kamot. And then plunged themselves to warm tropical climate. And ours worked under the burning sun. In the midst of pernicious influence spring from nature and activity is equal to the days they work in a temperature climate. He explained violent work is not good thing in tropical countries as it would be parallel to death. So pwede kang mamatay. Destruction and annihilation, it can clearly be deduced from it clearly deduced from the writing what the cause of the indolence. So, muna siya ang mga reason. Indolence attribute to our race in Spain. When the Filipinos wanted to study and learn, there were no schools. So, sa panahon ng gusto mo eskwela ng mga Filipinos, walay eskwelahan. And if there were any, the lack of sufficient resources did not present more useful knowledge. When the Filipinos wanted to establish their business, there was not enough capital nor protection from the government. When the Filipinos tried to cultivate their lands and establish various industries, they were made to pay enormous taxes and were exploited by foreign rulers. And however, it is also important to note that the indolence of the Filipino did not only stem from the many factors related to Spain colonizers. There are, however, other factors attributed to the Filipinos themselves, and these are the following. So, however, the indolence of the Filipino, ang nakatulad sa mga Filipino is not only sa kanang pananakop sa kanang sa mga Spaniards. So, ang pagkatapuan ko sa mga kita sa mga Filipino is wala sa nagikan sa pag-colonize na sa Spain at mga Spaniards, but also na po yung reason, na po yung attributes nga nagis po ang mga Filipino, nagis po ang problema, wala lang po sila but somehow nagis sila yung or maybe mas napokus sila impact sa why we are addressed as lazy or indolence. So these are the reasons or mga why that unsay mga how the Filipino nga nagitaw sila ng mga lazy or ilang attribute as a Filipino. So the feeling of inferiority is very much prevalent among the Filipinos despite this fundamental possibilities growth and development, giving the Filipinos a tendency to give up without exerting extra effort. So, kita, ang mga Filipinos, we feel inferiority. Feel na ito na, aray naman ko, katang tama ng ordinaryo naman ko, nga na ba, ordinaryo kami mga Filipino, ordinaryo naman kami. Hindi sila kamu naman mo diha, naman mo sa upper house or bigger individuals. So, murag instead of maningkamot ka, instead of ma-motivate ka, nga maning mas ato siya yung motivation to become a bigger person. So, wala ang Pilipinong wala maningkamot because gidawat na to nga, bigger naman ko, kani ari ako, okay na ko dali, kontento na ko dali. Nang dili na ko kaya maabot ala ng mabutang. Without man lang, sa wa pa yung buhat na kung sa'yo pwede mo buhat, kung sa'yo kaya yung buhat. Na okay na ka, nadawat na yung mga okay na ko dali. Dili na, hindi na ako kaya. So, that's one of the reasons is Filipino feel inferiority. Next is with the antiquity of epics and legend in the country, the Filipinos have the propensity to place all hopes on miracles. This is seen among the Filipinos who led a contemplative and lazy life while giving money to the church in hope of miracles and wonderful future ahead. So, kita po mga Filipino is instead of we work in our own, maningkamot ka, ang uban sa ito is gisalid sa mga milagro. At ang gisalid nga ang pura ko, hon-hon lagi, makanay magsurkay na lagi ko hon-hon. So instead of maningkamot ka, ador ka ang pura kasimbahan, nakatagal ka mga itrata, gisalid ka nga, nanay lagi milagro ko, kaya kung kaayo ko, kaya kung kaayo karon, pag magsukyan na ko, kanang naray kanay mawat sa kuwang grasya. So nga na, that's one of the reason sa katapon sa mga Filipino. So that which is very wrong. Kaya di mo pwede isalig lang mo sa milagro, di lang mo pwede isalig lang mo sa Ginoo without working in your own, because it is stated in the Bible nga ihok tao kay kabangan ka. Kung daampon ka pero panilihok, so that's useless. So tapulan ka. So that's one of the reasons nga isalig ka sila sa miracle. And also, the Filipinos have developed a lack of spirit, pursuit of lovely purposes. Since we have been conditioned as an inferior race, Filipino have to perform routine activities up to the point that they no longer aspire to become greater individuals. So, also, this is related to the reason why sa feeling inferiority. So, kanang isa is kanang lack of spirit to pursue lovely purpose. So, it's because nga kanang dawat na nato nga inferior ka, or ubos ka sila, or ordinary ka, kanang wala na punta maningkamot, or wala na punta, mura na kontento na punta. Kontento na punta sa atong mga daily routine, sa atong kinabuhi sa adlaw-adlaw, kontento na lang ang mga Pilipino. Nga wala na sila maningkamot to strive more, to do more, to become a bigger individuals or the greater individuals, to become successful individuals in this and in the Philippines. So instead of maningkamot ka, nakontento na lang ang Pilipino during those times. And the last but not the least, there is a lack of national sentiment among many of us. Instead of being proud of what the country has achieved, we sometimes tend to focus more on the negative situations. So, other reason is, ang Filipino po, instead of proud na kung sila ang ato, kung sa atong mga kapo, sometimes, ang atong mga positive sides, ang mga maayo na itabos, matabunan sa mga negative sides, because we Filipinos ka ng mga nega na makafocus sa mga negative sides, sa mga di maayo, to the point na atong malimitan na there are mga maya na tabo, na mga positive na tabo, or mga achievements na to, nga atong nakalandan is because nakafocus ka sa mga negative sides or mga negative feelings sa atong kinabuhi. So, as Rizal puts it, a man in the Philippines is only an individual. He is not a member of the nation. So, Rizal said, a man in the Philippines is only an individual. He is not a member of the nation. If ikaw, matao, is only an individual or ikaw ang kanil sa Philippines without doing nothing, you are not a member of the nation. So, living in the nation, meaning living in the nation is you have your obligation or responsibility to do what you can do for the nation or for the Philippines. So, is it that kita rin, sa individuals, so we have our responsibility to contribute or what we can contribute for the good of this community or for this our nation in the Philippines. In conclusion, this essay emphasizes on the need for good education and liberty as the main solution to achieve progress in the Philippines and in solving the problem of indolence. So, meaning, Rizal wrote this essay highlighted that Filipino need for good education and liberty. So, kalayaan. So, during those times is Filipinos lack of education. They are not educated enough to the point that they are governed by the Philippines and was like kalayaan. So, in order for them nga matalaya, dapat educated sila, dapat knowledgeable sila, dapat kaburo sila kung sa ilang rights, and they should know, or we should know, how to fight for our rights. Dapat kaburo ta kung asa ahat ang sukol o ahat ang action para mapalaya ka. And also important is dapat yun, we are educated enough in order for us nga makabot ang liberty or kalayaan, and also to solve the problem of indolence. So, again, result is last of the Indonesia Los Filipinos is this talk about sa kanang education. The Filipino should have education and awareness para or sa tanang manikamo to do more, to strive harder for the betterment of their future and for the Philippines. At beyond, and thank you.
So, good day everyone. I am the last reporter for this topic, and I am Catherine Linong, and good morning ma'am, and good morning everyone. My part is letter to the young woman of Malolos, which means kung ano sila pasabutan ni Organay ang message na i-letter sa mga taga Malolos, sa mga young women is woman empowerment or kanay na ay encouraging women ng fight sa ilang stand sa ilang rights as persons. Kung sa advocacy, the Filipino woman is involved in Nga, hindi ka lang namando sa uban, or mando sa ikaw, atong sundon, kinaangkay atong will or right na mo, sundon sa atong gusto. Next is the defense of our judgment. So, moto, ganyan, lecture ni sila nga, na-opinion ang sa katao, especially sa girls, sa mga women, kasi sa women may focus na letter. So, hindi na kasabot na, kanang, o sa imang sa lain, mula yung sundon, na kay right sa imong paglingon. Next is qualities Filipino mothers need to possess. So, as imukuan, as a mother, na kay right na kay qualities na yung i-possess kay para sa mga para sa anak na nimo, which is maaari sila or di sila magpalaya sa ilang na madaan na culture as isa po sa Spanish. Next is duties and responsibilities of Filipino mothers to their children. Duties and responsibilities of a wife, their husband, and to seal the young woman on the choice of the life and partner. So as a daily year, ang mama or ang mother na sila i-possess na kanang qualities muna na ang duties and responsibilities nga ilang ipakita sa ilang mga anak or ilang ihatag sa ilang bana o na ilang i-encourage ilang bana nga i-encourage ilang bana sa ilang kawagaling mo support sila ang gusto sila bana at the same time ang bana sila i-abuso ang kanang support na gihatag sa mother or sa wife. The responsibilities of Filipino mothers to their children. So, consider idea here, however, is whatever a mother shows her children is what the children will become also. If the mother is always kissing the hand of the fathers in submission, then their children will grow up to be minions and mindfuls who do nothing but do as they are told, even in their very nature of the task to violate their rights as individuals. So, kaya nga, responsibilities of Filipino mother is collection sila sa katong first point which is dili ka na imando sa prayer or umayimod. Kung may ba man sa ko, dili sila ang sundong. Kaya anak, maalam sila nga kung sa hindi. Makita nila silang mother na wala ibuhat, mo ko na ilang maalam, mo ko na ilang mahimu, which is wala sila kanang maayong mahimu result because magpas man na sila nga madali mailang, way sali sa magaling kay kung naman siya gusto sa mando sa kanang prayer. So for the qualities mothers have to possess, we shall enumerate the qualities Filipino mothers have to possess. First is be a noble wife. Second, work her children in the service of state. And last, set standards of behavior for men around her. So, be a noble wife, dapat isinabli ka or dili ka kanina ay makita o value reputation. Una, military that said, kung dili ka sabot, na makita na sa kadaghanan na may makadaw sa inyong pagkalingon, may makadaw sa inyong pagkanang as a mother. And we're children in the service of the state. So just like sa Spartan, mga women of Spartan, ilang-fight ilang pagkalingon. Not only for themselves, but for the country. And set standards of behavior for men around her. Malamang as a girl, magaman hindi lang makabasa-basa ng mapailan sa mga laki na kung sa ilang imanong mo, nagkakapagod kayo kasi yung magaling mo, aware kasi ng magaling mo kung sa ilang gusto, hindi ka mapailan sa laki mga na-standard yung mga magiging mo para sa mga laki na pagkalutin mo. So, results advice to unmarried men and women. Results points out to unmarried women that they should not be easily taken by appearances and looks because this can be very deceiving. Instead, they should take heed of men's fairness of character and lofty ideas. As well as earlier, di ka magpada sa mga istorya or sa pumama. Dapat, mamita ka o mga or husband, kamao ka, pili na ka na naging responsible siya, dili kita man sa istorya, na makita din mo nga, willing siya nga, ang ingat ka or willing siya na ihatag ito. Ay, hindi man sa ihatag ang gagawin mo, pero inyong willing ka nga, hindi ka kaya kubos siya nimo, or tungkol kay nasunod kubos siya sa laing istorya sa uban, na nagawin makita niyo sa lagi ka na, di makita niyo na di ka niya pasakitan intentionally. Research further asks that there are three things that a young man must look for a man she intends to be her husband. First is noble and honored name. So, kani, good family name ni si Ja, ang good reputation sa laki. Kaya magiging yung daw malaka, di ka kanagaps na, di ka maumahal sa responsibility. Mali ikaw pero especially the under before, ikaw may mulong imong katama sa inyo bayan man. Next is a money heart. So, a money heart means kanang genuine siya, dili ra kay sa abang tao maubos siya na mag-uban mo or kanang pili mo kay mo stress man ngamit ka money heart ng tao paano mo kasi bakit sa kanya yung mga sa pwede makita mo pili sila mo dapat mo. Next is a high spirit and capable of being satisfied in their during sleep. So, dili ka i-address kanang usa ka nga generous kanang labi na sa una bali lagi mo'y isuli ko ano na mapapali sa viral yun. Ang tao ay anak na yung agapit na other days kanang dili siya mapapali sa mga generous kanang itreat ka o sakto. So, last is the summary of that. In summary, results letter to the young women of Malwas centers around 5 major points. First is, Filipino mothers should teach their children love of God, godly and element. So, meaning, yung tutuan ang mother, tutuan na yung anak, na ilap ang God, ang godly o ang kapwa ng mga Pilipino or kapwa ang mga tao. Kaya kung sa iyo ihatag na maupuli mapagdating mo, depende na lang na sa upan. Hindi man na ang story or hindi man na kita yung makabuot sila action. Pero maunay ang ngayon. Second is Filipino mothers should be glad and honor like Spartan mothers to offer their son in defense of the autism. Ako na nilaisin kanina which is proud ka dapat mga Spartan mothers na willing mo hindi ka na i-offer mo anak sa defense of autism. Sa unang global war, dahil mo na willing mo ihatag yung anak kanang na hindi ka magpubos lang ako yung need na dapat proud ka na nakay anak na maka-appeal sa kanang mga war or defense of autism. Third is Filipino women know how to respect their dignity and honor. So, kita mga value or mga women, di ka magpa-under sa mga laki or di ka magpa-uto or magpa-ilan. Sa mga tao, asa itong stand sa atong right. Kaya tao women mata, same as mo kuya pagkumatong sa mga laki. Kaya maupon sila, pakis sila mastaan. Muna magpapanig peace. Four is Filipino women should educate themselves aside from maintaining their good racial values. Meaning, dirita, magilay ka sa old tradition nga ngana, ay nagbuhatong. Kaya paano kaya mo kaya sa mga values, dili ka magilay sa old tradition. Faith is not merely reciting prayers and wearing religious pictures. It's living a Christian way with good morals and manners. Meaning, faith is not just more than a ritual sa faith is not just a word. Do it by heart and makakuan ka o peace of mind sa mga kabuhin. So, in recent times, it seems that these qualities are probably lost in the way Filipino women conduct themselves. There are oftentimes moments where mothers forget their roles in rearing their child because of the overriding idea of having to earn for the family to supplement their husband's income. So, ang mga tanin, makita na natin mga bili na nawa na ang kanyang mga qualities na kuan na sa nawa sa Pilipino. Pero hindi man, na-observe mo ako yung reality na ang mother magsali ka sa anak, especially ka sa kwarta, financial, makasabaho na dali anak, or magsali na ang inahan. Pero ang tawag na is ang mother responsibility ba na niya na itong taglaan na maayang kanang kuan na iyang anak para kapod ka sa pag-eskwila, responsibility manaas, kasagaran ng mga piso ng tungan na ito nga, ang danahan na yung mga kasuna, pagkasugas ko ng mga pag-eskwila niyo, hindi ka mo ang bawi yan. Waman, nag-iingon na, kanang na, niingon na yung anak na, Nagbuka ko, patang gawas ko sa inyo. Ang